Man, what a beautiful day. My name is Kevin Ye, and on behalf of the Tournament Planning Committee and the Boyle family, we'd like to welcome everybody to the 8th annual Jake Boyle Memorial Golf Tournament. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It seems like the first thing I always say at every tournament, but it's so great to see so many familiar faces year after year after year. You know, when you start seeing the same faces over and over again, you know that the participants are as excited to be a part of this tournament as we are to put it on. And I think when you start seeing those familiar faces, it means that they look forward to this event, that they plan their weekend around this event. And with everybody's busy lives, we certainly appreciate everybody taking out a few hours from a Saturday to help us celebrate the memory of Jake and to honor his legacy and his memory. So for all the familiar faces, those who have played 2, 3, maybe all 7 or 8 years, thank you very much for coming out. It means a lot to the committee and certainly to the Boyle family. When I was starting to plan what I was going to say this morning, I was starting to think of some numbers I could roll out, and 3 numbers actually started to be a common theme. The first one was the number of 1,000. Including this year's participants, we have hosted over 1,000 golfers over the 8-year period, which I think is just an incredible number and an incredible number to achieve. It certainly has surpassed our expectations. I remember the first year we had maybe 50 or 60 players, but year 2 through year 6, we actually maxed out the course, and we were actually thinking about at one point about expanding it to 2 courses. But to be able to max out a golf tournament for this cause means a whole lot to us and the Boyle family. So to be able to host over 1,000 players over an 8-year period was a pretty significant accomplishment. So I think you'll know that a tournament without its players is not a tournament. So for all of you here today and all the participants over the past 7 years and into this 8th year, thank you very much for being a part of it. Yeah, very well done. The second number I thought of was the number 2. Obviously a lot lower than 1,000, but the number 2 is significant because with your help, we've been able to establish 2 funds at Penn State Erie. The first one is an academic engineering scholarship fund that's awarded annually. And our commitment to Penn State was to raise $50,000 over 5 years, and we accomplished it in 3 years. So that fund is now self-sustaining. It's a permanent plastics engineering scholarship awarded every year at Penn State Erie under Jake's name. Since we were able to meet that financial commitment for the first scholarship fund, we were able to actually invest and build towards a second fund, which is also now self-sustaining. And for those of you who don't know, Jake was a phenomenal baseball player at Penn State. Angela was a phenomenal tennis player. So this second fund goes toward the baseball program and the tennis program and the athletic department as a whole at Penn State Erie. And again, both of those are, that is also a self-sustaining scholarship fund now, or a self-sustaining fund for the athletics department. So over the course of the past 8 years, we've been able to establish 2 funds, one academic, one athletic, that are both now self-sustaining, which again is a great accomplishment for everybody involved. So thank you very much for that. The last number I came up with was 25. That was Jake's baseball number. And for any student athlete, the highest honor you can have is to have your number retired. So with our participation and your help, every year now at a home baseball game, the Penn State baseball team runs out a big number 25 and posts it in the outfield wall. And they have, since then, retired Jake's number 25. I was looking at the 2014 roster today, and for most programs, it's sequential. Every number, the jersey numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it to the 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. So the baseball department and the baseball team has certainly honored that tradition of retiring Jake's number, and to know that no future player will ever wear Jake's number again, I think is certainly is an honor to the family. It's an honor to Jake, and certainly it's the highest honor any student athlete like Jake could achieve. So the number 25 was actually a very significant accomplishment as well. So those are just 3 of the small things that the tournament has accomplished. I mentioned how great it is to see the familiar faces. I think as over time, people get busy and the people who played for many years are not able to always participate. But it's also great, and I was thinking about what the impact means to see so many new faces here as well. A lot of the new faces I know that didn't necessarily know Jake personally or professionally, like many people have. But to have them show up and to be able to sign up and line up and backfill the people who are not able to make it, I think is just as telling to Jake's family as the people who knew him personally. Think about somebody who never met Jake and never shook his hand and never worked with him, but have known somebody or has heard enough about him to want to be able to be part of this day, and to contribute their time and their time out of the weekend to spend time with people who didn't know Jake. I think that's just as telling, just as impactful as the people who knew him. So for you first-year players or second or third-year players that didn't necessarily know Jake. You've obviously known somebody who does or heard enough about him that you want to be a part of this tournament. So to the Boyle family, I think that's as strong a testament of the people who come every year. That's certainly a testament to the friend that Jake was, the brother that he was, the husband that he was, the son that he was. So, and again, I mentioned without players, whether you're 8th year playing here or your 1st year playing here, we couldn't do this without you all. So thank you very much for being a part of this tournament today. Far be it from me to hold us back from golfing on this extraordinary day. So I'll just go over a few housekeeping things, and then we'll turn it over to Jason to go over the house rules. But the first thing I want to do on behalf of the committee is to thank Al Canton. With so many people on the committee who have moved away or who haven't been able to dedicate as much time, Al certainly spent the bulk of his time and the bulk of his time this year on organizing the event. So let's give a round of applause to Al Canton for taking the bulk of the responsibilities this year. Al, thank you very much. We will have a reception afterwards in the pavilion right behind me. Drinks and food will be served. Please bring your scorecards to the event. And after the event, Al, I think at 8 o'clock tonight, right? There's a restaurant bar downtown called Cowbell, who is actually dedicating a percentage of their sales the entire day today from food and drinks to our fund here. So those of you who are downtown who can make the trip downtown tonight at 8 to the restaurant and a bar called Cowbell, we're going to continue the festivities there at 8 p.m. But again, if you see the management there, the staff there, they are dedicating a percentage of their entire sales throughout the entire day today here to our cause. So make sure you thank them as well. One unique thing about our event is the Jake Boyle Long Drive Contest. So that's going to be a hole number 4. Something unique about Jake was he was naturally right-handed, but he played golf and he swung a baseball bat left-handed. So on hole number 4, it's a long drive contest. You'll actually tee up twice. The first one is if you're a right-handed person, there's a left-handed club out there. You'll try and hit the ball as far as you can with your left hand. And then if you're a left-handed player, somebody on our team should have a right-handed club. So you'll tee up twice. The first time you'll swing with your offhand and for the contest, and then the second time you'll tee up again for your regular pace of play. But that's a unique thing about Jake and something that we've incorporated in our tournament. So that'll be the kind of unique contest hole for us. Otherwise, we have 2 closest to the pins and another long drive as well. I'll turn it over to Jason to give you kind of the course rules and regulations, pace of play, and all that stuff. But let me close again by saying that a tournament couldn't happen without players and participants. So for all of you here today and all of our players in the past, and certainly all of our sponsors in the past, thank you very much for spending a few hours out of your busy lives and to come celebrate and honor the memory and life of Jake. So good luck, have fun, and hit them straight. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kevin. I won't